This is the reason why you're struggling to find remote work while trying to live on the road, maybe in a van or an RV or on the road camping, car camping, etc. So I have done this. I have lived. I've been working in the remote, working on a computer space for the last 10 years, and I've put so much effort into it, and I've learned a ton along the way. So first of all, let's talk about why it's the best. I don't have to leave the house every single day. I have essentially proximity freedom. I can live in Europe. I can be backpacking. I can live as a nomad. I can live in an RV. I can live in a van. I can live in a tent or just whatever. You obviously see the benefits of it. You don't waste as much money. And there's just not the rigmarole of just kind of like living into that whole like rat race recipe where you sit in a cubicle, etc. Right? So let's talk about this. And this is where I've struggled, right? So I first got into remote work thinking that I was just going to get like a data entry job, just kind of like, oh, just monotonous, stupid work where I just reply to emails or something. But those jobs right now are far and few. And the reason is because AI is kind of just like taking that over completely. We don't have data entry anymore because like systems have kind of replaced all that. AI is essentially changing this space drastically. So, and I saw this, man. I really struggled. I got laid off. I got like fired. I got just whatever, right? And these companies are realizing that you really have to kind of bring something to the table to be able to work that remote job on your computer from wherever you are, right? And here is my advice that I have learned and been successful with. What you need to do is you need to start a skill that is in demand by these companies. And I know that sounds really annoying because you're just like, well, I don't want to make work my identity, right? And the short answer to that is you kind of have to have this skill. And I've been working with businesses, and I see it every single day. The churn and burn on employees now is crazy. Like I have recently just seen like we've been hiring a lot of people doing like art, like digital design, all of that stuff. And on like the next day of people being hired, they're looking for these people to essentially get to doing the skill to maximize the business's profit, which makes complete sense, right? They don't want to hire yo-yos that kind of just sit around and slop around on the time clock and just be wasteful. So what you have to do is create a skill that's in demand. What I would do is just get on Indeed or in the workplace or just these online platforms or just ask ChatGPT, what are the most in demand jobs right now as like a sole proprietor or like a do it yourself create in the creator space type of thing, right? A lot of times it's graphic design, video editing, AI. A lot of people are struggling to kind of learn AI, but I hate to say it, but like you need to kind of learn something that is in demand. And what I did, I pivoted. Obviously, I learned video. And it's not that I was obsessed with video or I loved it or any of that stuff. I just saw everyone sitting on their phones and watching videos. And I was like, dude, video is going to be the future. And here we are. I am now a full-time video person and I just work for myself. So like what happened was I worked with companies and we did video work, except I got so good along the way that I was like, dude, I don't need these companies. And that's kind of the goal for you. What you need to do is start your path to figuring out a skill. I would personally, this is my path, but I think video is one of the easiest and most in demand spaces right now, or AI, you know what I mean? If you could specialize in a specific software, there's also video editing. There's also like design, graphic design. But graphic design is also getting kind of eliminated by AI a little bit. So I don't know. You really got to figure out that space for you. I finally just went full time as a content creator because I slowly learned while working with these businesses and at doing remote jobs that it's not that hard, man. And once I learned the skill, here I am. So my path or my advice to you is to figure out that skill and then start learning it. If you're going to have to get serious about this too. Like you can learn anything on YouTube nowadays. And you can do video from your phone, or you can just learn. What I would do is probably just start video editing because I know the sheer amount of video editing that is available, readily available by people, or just because it all kind of morphs together. Once you learn video editing, then you're going to be like, man, I should just start talking on camera because they made this mistake right here. And I could change that because once you learn video editing, then you can adapt to other things. Maybe you become like an influencer or just so many different kinds of things. Right now, I know so many different ways to make money online that I don't have enough time to do it all because, I would have to hire a giant team to kind of take action on this. And it sounds crazy because most people are just like, man, I have no idea like how I could even make $1 online. But right now it's just like I could put in the work. I could get on TikTok. There's TikTok shop affiliates where you just take little videos of products. And once you learn video editing, you can actually make decent videos and get past probably 90% of all the people that just sit there and go, hey guys, it's Julie. This is a good product. Like if you could actually learn to actually like take cool footage of the product, versus just sitting here and holding it. It's a big like hand up on everyone else. There's Facebook. You could become a content creator on Facebook. You could sell in Facebook groups. You could get on Amazon. There's Amazon affiliates. There's Amazon associates where you publish videos on the actual Amazon pages. There's copywriting. You could do copywriting for people where you could just do email, specializing in email newsletters. You could do website design. You could specialize in specific things on websites, like AI robots are huge right now. You could sell AI chat, the AI callers, all the things that are calling people that everyone hates. Just kind of start learning one thing and then it becomes a skill. You know what I mean? And slowly get better at it. I know chances are a lot of us are kind of like nomads at heart, and we kind of want to do the least amount as possible because I'm the same way. I'm extremely lazy. I'm very frugal. I drive a crappy car. I have liability insurance. I feel like all of us that are kind of like this, we have similar like frugality characteristics, if that makes sense. And I think it's really important that you prioritize money and that skill just a little bit more, because what I found in my journey is once that skill comes and you become really good at it, and it kind of changes that money part for you to where you don't have to worry about money anymore, it changes everything else. They say that money doesn't buy happiness, but I tell you what, freedom does buy happiness. I could take the next 6 months off because my videos, again, like the one you're watching right here, right, to sit here and talk to you, is going to continuously get views and earn money. And I think that's a huge thing. What the whole financial happiness and time freedom, it completely is life changing. And I can speak on experience for that. Not to like rub my story in, because chances are maybe you're not in a good financial place. I don't know, but I'm just shedding some light on my experience on why you can't find remote work from your computer while trying to live in an RV, as a nomad, in the van life, car camping, all that, etc., etc. So hit me up in the comments. This is just a quick video because I see a lot of people asking this in the Facebook group all the time. How do I find remote work? How do I work on my computer? How do you guys find work? Finding money on the internet is actually really easy. You just actually have to prioritize putting in the effort. And if you want to hit me up down below and maybe video interests you, I'm here to help as well. I'm not selling anything just because I hate the people that sell you stuff. But I can honestly try to help you with video in the comments down below if you want. If that, chances are you don't like video. I find that most people don't want to do video. But yeah, I'm just shedding some light on this. All right, guys, make sure to subscribe to the channel. I'll see you in the next one.